Welcome in. Welcome. What an honor to be here. How's everyone doing? I'm not doing so great. Okay, I've been better. I've got the DA breathing down my neck. I've got the mayor breathing down his neck. That's a lot of breathing going on for a guy that has allergies. I like the way I look in a tie. And I like that for you guys as well. You know, it spares the viewer from having to look at my noodly arms. And that's actually good for the viewer. We need you in a long sleeve shirt. Your arms are disgusting and off-putting, and we don't like it. And we eliminate the whole noodle arm thing. I mean, we don't eliminate it. They still exist. In fact, you can see them right now. But, you know, maybe it's an optical, you know, maybe it's the shirt. Maybe it's the shirt. Could be the shirt. I'm going to the sports bar. I'd better put on my tie. The YouTube isn't working. The last video got 10 views, folks. 10. So that's not good. This is a new development. I've come to grips with the fact that I will never win. But I put my little tie on, you see? No, that's not nearly enough. So you just put a tie on. No. On this website, don't people typically stream video games? Why is he talking about holding 3 Jolly Ranchers in his hand and seeing how long it would take for them to melt? Why is he talking about that? I don't like that. That's uncomfortable when he does that. I need a battleship with a militia. Whoever wants to come aboard, bring all the Jolly Ranchers you can gather and get aboard. Let's go. Yesterday was the worst seasonal allergy day I've had in my 23 years on Earth. That's a decade plus another decade plus 3 years is what that is. We can't understand you dickhead. You know, you don't make sense because your nose is full of pollen. And your brain is full of shit. But I look at myself and I actually catch my reflection and I go, they see you. They see you for what you are. You're full of shit. They know you don't have allergies. They know you're lying about the allergies. I'm not lying about the allergies. The allergies are real. But luckily, as I said, the Alavert has been working. Alavert has been working. So we'll keep an eye on that. A racism that I don't know about? How is that possible? Well, okay, listen, surely you don't know all the types. Strongest eyebrows on Kick. So what are we getting Nicholson? Are we getting whatever it is? You think maybe this guy should be in the fucking movies. He said, you know, oh, where do you live again? Where do you live? Oh, not Hollywood? Get the fuck out of here, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. Oh yeah, which movie you want to be in? You want to be in the Marvel or the Christopher Nolan? Which one do you want? We'll just throw you in one. That's how easy. Welcome to Hollywood, buddy. And I should have known when I got my little fucking knapsack and I went all the way to Hollywood and I said, "Hey, I'm going to be in the movies." And they gave me 2 middle fingers and they shoved them up my ass. And they said, "Why don't you go back to Boston?" Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe we'll try, you know, maybe we'll try streaming. Right, we'll try out streaming for a bit. You know, they did this right in front of that famous Chinese theater that everyone's talking about. Whatever that Chinese theater is with all the handprints. They did it right in front of there. You know, Sam L. Jackson wasn't in fucking Pulp Fiction until he was like 38. So yeah, if I have to get fucking humiliated in front of the big Chinese theater, I'll do it. Allow me to introduce you to a guy named Robert Costa. Thank you, Bobby. Thanks for bringing me here. Thanks for, so this is, okay, so the stream. All right, the streaming. A question for the class, our young class here that we have here. I want to know what year, or no, strike that. Strike that. What season? Or no. How about this? Do this one. Take any fictional character and take them, or better yet, think of a book, or no, think of the author of that book, and or scrap the authors altogether and think of maybe your favorite play or movie, or perhaps a character in that universe, or in a neighboring universe. Think about maybe all the friends you've made in kindergarten and pre-K, and think about how they would react if they met your friends from high school. And think about that and try and marry those two a little bit. The point is kind of just treat others the way you want to be treated, right? If there's one takeaway from this, marketing is a funny thing. Always is, always will be. Marketing is hilarious, actually. It's fucking hilarious. But besides the point. What does an accountant do? Does anybody know this? You hear this all the time, and they say, you know, it's some factor of adding numbers and subtracting numbers and multiplying numbers. We got to thank Robert for doing that. He asked for a ride home. I'm definitely not doing that. But yeah, informative stuff. How about this beard, folks? Can we take a moment and appreciate the beard? If you told 11-year-old Bobby that he would one day have a pretty shitty beard, he'd say, "No way, really? That's awesome. I can't wait to see that. Do I have a great job? Do I have a great degree and a great job?" Oh, no. But the beard, though? Okay, good. All right, I got the beard. Wait for what? For their children to be all grown up and leave them, and they're so old and broken down? Is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. Oh, great job. No, you remembered every word. No, you remembered every single word of a movie from 100 years ago. Congratulations, dude.
I love Flop University. It's personally one of my favorite podcasts. I listen to every single week.
Perhaps a favorite character on the show?
So I could go with Bobby or the other guy.
The other guy, right? People, yeah. He's a polarizing figure, you know. Some people like him. We'll be back Monday. Please enjoy all the content on the YouTube that nobody will watch.